Paul Miller, U.S. Navy, helps this deal with money. We'll explain.
Hey there, good morning. I'm Melvin Robert. We've got a whole lot of late night news for you this hour, including who crashed Jimmy Fallon's monologue. Then we've got your chance to win tickets to the Disneyland Resort just in time for Halloween. Then actor Nestor Carbonell is live in studio to talk all about his brand new movie. We'll see you in just a little bit.
Lots of stuff going on with the weather forecast here. Across California, possibly rain and thunderstorms. Be kind of a nice change. We do have a subtropical moisture system feeding us, and that is where later on tonight, overnight, and into tomorrow, we could see some of those showers and even thunderstorms. Now, if you get one localized, all of a sudden you can get a lot of rain, or possibly even hail. The system like that. So some areas might rain. No rain out here. Inland Empire, 91, 96 in the high desert, 84 Orange County inland, and the humidity is up. We'll give you all the details coming up. Let's go to Ginger with traffic.
Oh, yeah. We have so many things that we have to break down for you live, right? My microphone. Oh, excuse me. I was just standing here. I'm so loud, I almost don't need it. Okay, so let's take you back to look at that 15. We don't think that there are any injuries because that's not what they're discussing as the real issue. It's the damage done to the K-rail, right, on the 15. So it's the northbound side right at Harupa Avenue. Remember, the signal expected to go until as late as 11 o'clock, and it almost looks like it's able to peel out of here. That, again, is not the issue as much as is the K-rail that was damaged. And there is another vehicle that was involved in this crash. So a lot going on here. Maybe they're just inching it forward just a little bit to have better access. Either way, we know that the right lane is blocked 15 north at Harupa Avenue. 210 eastbound side at the 118 East, or right at that 210 split. That's where we're going with the motorcycle crash that's in lanes. 210 East at Osborne Street. I mean, you can tell that the drive is really tough here. And in fact, that 118 freeway doesn't look good. I mean, sometimes it breaks free once you get closer to the 5 split, but all the way backed up for that 118 to before you get to the 110, that is a tough ride. And the same for the 5 freeway. Everything is filling up and jamming up there as well. We're looking at some pretty rough spots for this Wednesday for sure. We get kind of in some areas, right? I'll send it back to you, too.
President Trump is in the United Kingdom this morning visiting Windsor Castle. It's the first time in history that a U.S. president has been given a second state visit by the British government. KTLA's Trevor Shirley, live in Washington, D.C. with more on that. Trevor, good morning.
Frank, good morning to you as well. President Trump arrived in the UK yesterday, and he's expected to hold trade and policy talks during his visit over the next few days. Earlier this morning, Marine One touched down on the grounds of Windsor Castle amid drizzly weather. The president and First Lady Melania Trump were greeted by members of the royal family, including King Charles III and Queen Camilla. President Trump and the King took a carriage ride around the grounds of Windsor Castle, where much of the visit's pomp and ceremony is happening. This is President Trump's second state visit to the UK, but the first one under the reign of King Charles. The visit comes amid ongoing tension between the U.S. and UK over trade policy, and just weeks after British Prime Minister Keir Starmer fired the UK's ambassador to the U.S. over that ambassador's ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And speaking of that, protesters unfurled a giant banner of President Trump and Jeffrey Epstein on land near Windsor Castle, as well as projected this image of the pair onto the side of the castle itself. Now, on Thursday, President Trump is expected to hold trade talks with his prime minister counterpart, which could also include discussions about the war in Ukraine and recent Russian aggression against Poland. The president is set to return to Washington later this week. That's the latest here in Washington. We'll send it back to you guys in L.A.
All right, Trevor, we thank you for that. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell set to unveil the latest decision on interest rates today. Economists widely expect the Fed to lower key rates for the first time in 9 months. They say the Fed will likely cut rates by a quarter point. The move takes place as the labor market weakens. August jobs report showed that just 22,000 jobs were added. Unemployment and inflation have been increasing, and lower rates could help businesses hire. Consumers would also find it less expensive to take out loans. Credit card rates would also decrease. That decision expected to be announced at 11 a.m. our time.
LAPD looking for several suspects who robbed two 7-Elevens overnight. The first one happened after 4:30 this morning on Slauson Avenue near Western in the Vermont Slauson neighborhood of South LA. Police say 3 men and a woman dressed in black, wearing masks, took marijuana products and cigarettes along with 2 cash registers. A few minutes later, a second 7-Eleven was robbed. Police say the same suspects robbed the store at 54th and Figueroa in the Harvard Park neighborhood of South LA. Suspects sped away in a black Kia Optima.
John Wayne Airport in Orange County has been named the best large airport in the nation once again. KTLA's Omar Lewis, they're live now with what makes the airport special for travelers. Omar, good morning.
Good morning, Jess. I know how much you and Frank love LAX, but I can tell you, John Wayne Airport here may be the best kept secret, according to travelers who are giving it high markings because of its easy parking, smooth navigation. This is what rush hour traffic looks like here at this airport. A much different story compared to other airports like LAX, let's say. They also love that there's some local touches inside the terminal to help it soar to the top of the list for the second year in a row. We can take you to the video and tell you the annual J.D. Power Airport Satisfaction Study surveyed more than 30,000 passengers. Researchers ranking airports on 7 key factors, from ease of travel and terminal facilities to food and shopping. For mega airports, Minneapolis, St. Paul claiming the top spot, while Detroit and Phoenix followed. In the medium airport category, Indianapolis winning first place. John Wayne Airport right here in Orange County ranking the #1 large airport in North America for the second year in a row. We spoke to travelers here this morning. Here's what they had to say about that.
Drove right into the departures, dropped my girl off, and she's heading in, so it's super easy, quick, and convenient. Yeah, LAX is a little crazy, hectic. This is much more convenient. You can see there's really not a lot of traffic, and then you're dealing with the LA traffic, so it's tough out of LAX. And I think, you know, once people hear that, they'll be flying out of here more. So,
You hope that doesn't change. You want to keep it a secret, huh?
a little bit. So keep on going to LAX, and we'll keep this for us.
Want to show you some of the other airports here in California that made the list as well. So again, best large airport, John Wayne Airport at #1, Sacramento International #11 on the list, San Diego #15. We can tell you for medium airports, Ontario International #2 overall, and Hollywood Burbank #9. And for those mega airports is what they call them, San Francisco International making #9, while LAX is #15. And back out here live, the numbers really speak for themselves as we look at this empty drive-in here to the terminal. This airport serves about 11 million passengers annually. LAX serving 76 million passengers a year. So the difference in volume, again, it speaks for itself, and that's exactly why these passengers here say they have no complaints, and they're not surprised that this airport is #1. That is the latest for now here live from Santa Ana. I'm Omar Lewis. Guys, we'll send it back to you in Hollywood.
Omar would have made his flight. Yeah.
He would have. Look at that, wide open, just
I would have.
pull on up.
Woo.
Fantastic.
Easy to go.
Love
Good
it.
to go.
Thanks, Omar.
Thanks, guys.
The LA Unified School District is adding a new course to its curriculum for high school students.
It will focus on financial literacy and economic justice. The school board passed a resolution on Tuesday to adopt the new standards. It outlines a new personal finance class for high school age students. It also mandates that LAUSD courses be taught through a, quote, modern economic lens that affects the outcomes of all students throughout Los Angeles.
I hope they're teaching kids how to balance a checkbook and do
things like that.
basic things, because I think a lot of people don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
Set up
know?
bill pay or whatever.
I wish I'd learned. I had home economics
stuff.
and learned how to make scrambled eggs and
sew a button?
That's the one part that I missed.
Yeah.
I must have
missed that
skipped
day.
that day because I
that
still
day.
don't know how to sew a button.
But yeah, home economics could be just renamed and could be just so much more. You know, like you say, balance a checkbook.
Yeah.
and figure that out.
Yeah.
But you also should know how to scramble an egg.
Scramble
you
an
should
egg,
know how to
yes.
make a meal for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
So when you leave home, you're not
Yes.
sitting there with a can of
Know
candles.
how to, do the laundry.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff
And
like that.
that's partly, parents can,
Yes.
help. But
Yeah.
it would be good if everyone has sort of at least a baseline
Basic.
of understanding of how life works.
That's
Yeah.
And also, when there are laws, we follow those laws.
Yes, that's
And when
it.
there's something like a bridge in downtown LA,
Okay.
you don't graffiti it.
Well,
Yeah, and
You don't
take
steal the copper out
That
of it.
should go without saying.
Those
but
are
okay.
some of the things that we can teach people.
But that's in home ec where they teach you that. Then you go to the shop class where they teach you how to take the oath.
Oh, I see.
That's the problem.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly
The yin and the yang of
Yeah,
life.
that's that's it. You got to make your proper decisions though.
Yeah.
Knowledge is key. Got to know both. Here we go. Looking at what is going on. Temperature right now 72 degrees. It's about 5 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. Winds from the west southwest at 7 miles per hour. Almanac yesterday well above the average. 94 averages nowhere near the record.